Feel free to ask a question if you're in the chat. We'll start a conversation. More so than what's already being presented. But it's during this season of reflection, really, really reflecting. All the things that personally I've been through. But I know that's also the case for a lot of people right now. What did you see? What did you learn, kind of thing? Did you get the lesson or you got to do it over? Blah, blah, blah. But this part of the journey has really brought me closer to self. And I made it a point almost every year, towards the end of the year, to do a self-portrait so I could keep a record for myself of my own growth, for my own personal, and it became a really healthy practice. I'm seeing all the different ways I've kind of shown up through the years. So I really wanted to get back to that with this one, because the journey is all about knowing oneself again. And it's a hard road if you're really serious about it. If you're really taking all the opportunities you can. Nobody's perfect, right? But you're always seeking to know something more, you know what I'm saying? It does something to you. It does something to you. It brings you closer to yourself, to the point where you start seeing all the versions of yourself. Not just what we want everybody to see, but also what's hidden, and embracing that as part of your nature. The light and the dark, And these self-portraits end up being a document of the time, as a memory, but with all the symbolism of the journey summed up in one picture, you know what I'm saying? There's no need to keep a journal. Or try to remember. But you take a picture like this, and it becomes bigger than you. And it has everything that's helped you find that part of yourself that you forgot or never knew was there. So this one is chock full of animal symbols. The frogs, dragonflies, the fish. Like, I don't even know what half of that. I done made up some damn fish. But that's part of it. I'm going beyond and tapping into something a little bit more. But it's a relationship, and the best relationship you can have is with yourself, right? And that helps foster every other relationship in your life. So this year's self-portrait is a little bit different because it's actually a painting. Usually it's a drawing or something digital. And it's not so lengthy as far as time is concerned. But I'm sure, just like you know, or somebody you know, this period of reflection has a lot of people sitting down, sitting still and listening. because it seems that that was the whole problem. There's so many outside influences and voices going on that you barely get to hear yourself, to hear what your heart's desire is. Today is the white dog in the Mayan calendar, which is all about the heart. So that energy is very much still on deck. And being grateful for not giving up on oneself. Didn't always have this level of confidence, you know what I'm saying? Didn't always have this level of mastery. But something said that would come in time. You know, it's already in there, so to speak. Just as long as it's in your heart to do it. And this is the point in life where everything seems like it's standing still. It's like that Keanu Reeves movie, When the Earth Stood Still. That kind of judgment. Where it's still so you can hear again. Hear what, you might say? I would call it the language of the heart. Something that transcends the plethora of languages we have across the world. And then with the power of art, it allows you to tell what story are you telling yourself. And this is the next part of the story I want to tell myself. I'm telling myself. This becomes more of a program moving forward than anything else. To be chilling in my OG days, fishing in the Well Souls as one of the kingfishers. Being surrounded by magical beings. And having that rapport, understanding their languages. Testing the limits of my imagination. What can I create for myself? Just how much of this brain can I absolutely use in the time that I'm here. How to rule a kingdom. And in a just way. If you've ever been on the shitty end of a stick, you know what I'm talking about. Because let's just say you were in a job that didn't really appreciate you. People with positions of authority who abuse it. And you see what's wrong. Analyze it. It's lower frequencies, but you got to realize that comes from within anyway. So kind of filtering out the nonsense. I don't know what that's going to be, but I like that. So the ancient Mayans say art is time, as opposed to the artificial time that we are locked into. And they say this is the reason for all the confusion and madness on the planet. And I agree with that, 100%. But when you say art is time, it makes me think of getting so involved in a picture, or and it almost seems to vanish or slow down. Again, that stillness. Kind of like Neo in the Matrix, when he can see all the bullets coming and react to or respond to them in such a mm-hmm. Hmm. This part of the session. The two owls that I heard the other night in the tree right outside the front door. That red dot is going to be a ladybug, one of the many fairies blowing bubbles in the garden with the dragonflies. Those curious white birds that look like storks or egrets over there at the park. For all the transformations was a fisherman who can't catch fish. Amongst the pussy willows and whatnot. All kinds of fish too. And some of the ones that are jumping. And a mermaid. Using a dream catcher. Feathers from all kinds. You got a fish that's already caught on the line. The heart at the center of it all. Then you have the crow. And I love those eyes. It's perfect for my spirit totems. And then you have this long fisherman pole with all this string. And I did that to kind of poke fun of myself. You know, nothing's perfect, nothing's a straight line. Nothing ever works like you plan it. But somehow you manage to catch it anyway. So it's a bit of that, you know, and the line wraps all the way around. It's kind of like the novice who's actually very good. And I'm not quite sure. I know those are dragonflies, but I think that's another fairy coming through. So that'll be one of the last details. And then you pull it back and you get the composite of creating a reality. Fishing with a dream catcher. Who does that, you know? But this is how I see myself moving forward. Taking on something new, but still continuing to do what I already do. And there's a frog. I'm not quite sure what he's going to catch there. But it's probably going to be a dragonfly. So that's the session for today. As we start to finish this up, I'm really loving those clouds in the background now that I'm looking at them. I should put some dandelion wishes out here too, huh? But thanks for joining. If you tuned in, let me know how you feel in the comments. What you took away from it all. What your reflections are for the year as we start to wind down. Let me put some more flowers down here too. I might actually add on to this on the bottom and put another separate piece of wood. I wish I had a better piece of wood when I started. You see, I gotta kind of work it at the top. I probably have to trim that unless I put something else up there, which I probably will. I'm gonna line this up a little different, but I'm gonna let that come through in its own time. But for now, I'm just gonna finish up with just the details, you know, the details. This retrograde is going to be a lot about details. Even the time now, the reflection is about the details of what made up the whole piece, you know. And bringing everything into one place. So this is the way I encapsulate how I learn and what I've learned during the course of a year. So I can always just look at it and I can recall the whole year that I went through. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Brittany, how you doing? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it turned out a lot better than I thought it was when I started it. It was just a man fishing, but it's just, you know, one of those things where you respect the process of allowing things to come through the way they need to come through in their own time. You know, especially the last pieces. The last ones are always usually the good ones. Like, I love these owls. I know they were the ones in the tree the other night. I'm also gonna have to go in on that. I might as well do that now. We can do that now. I need a little brush. Where's my little boy? And at the same time, this is the way you empower yourself. And I don't care what kind of art it is, but all these beautiful elements of nature are symbolic. This will be my little ladybug fly right here. Put a little hook on the end. My new endeavors. I already got my fishing pole. So once I get my license, it's not gonna be too long. I'm gonna be out there just like this, tangled up in the lines, just catching shit. That's what I see for myself, being at peace. Mastering a craft. So this will definitely be the my self-portrait for this year of 2024. And then go into 2020. Now who knows? They all look different, you know what I'm saying? They all look different, but even these feathers and these fish represent people in certain aspects, you know what I mean? Tribes, blah, blah, blah. But that's a place I would really like to visit right there. But now that it's out there, I'm gonna run into it somewhere. That's the feeling. And I don't know, what do y'all think that is? It looks like a fairy or something. I don't know. There's something different coming through with that one right there. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'll give it some time to reveal its language, so to speak. But that's all for tonight's session. Art therapy. You know what I'm saying? Sit down and just lose track of that artificial time and tap into something a little bit more wholesome at the end of the day. You know? Shout out to the moderator, Brittany Vibes, for stopping through. It's always a pleasure. And until the next one, well, we got this big piece back here that's starting to come along. I guess I kind of give y'all a hint into what's coming next, but this one is also a representation of the year, but not so much in a personal way. It just feels like a lot of people kind of went through this, dealing with the crabs in the barrel. And those are definitely people I know and had issues with, but through it all, I know a lot of people rose up out of that. So we'll be going in on these two characters and where they're going to up in the fold. Something's going on up there. A lot of symbols and shit coming through. Like, I'm pretty sure that's an elephant that came through. But this also gives my shadow side a chance to clown a couple people at the same time. It's one of those things where you fucked around and found out. Now you become the part of the, you know what I'm saying? So it's a bit of a giggle at the end of the day with this one. Let me see if I get my monkey ass out the way, because there we go. Get out the light. So this one is titled Old Bay. You know that shit you sprinkle on them crabs where you boil them. So that's what the name of this one is going to be. But now I'm looking at it through a camera, it looked different. I might have to, I don't know. It just looked different. Shout out to the craft spirit animal, no doubt. Yeah, we ain't gonna knock them, but you know, just to say, I'm kind of like a little bit more here, kind of like trying to tug at them, but can't really grab them. as they rise up out of that barrel, so to speak. I think that's a lot of people. And even this year, I said there was going to be a lot of people, a lot of divine couples coming back together during this period of time. We're going to see a lot of divine couples. It ain't going to be like what you think. It's just going to be people, you know what I'm saying? Really getting it in. People finding each other, past life shit. Call it what you may. You know what I'm saying? Call it what you will. But this is also a kind of a homage to that element. hmm Yeah, that one started out kind of weird too. And it usually always does with these things, and that's the whole purpose. It's not supposed to make sense when you start out. I never have it in my mind what this is going to look like until it's done, until it starts to reveal itself, and that's pretty much like life. You gotta walk it. You gotta walk it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might have a couple little mess ups here and there. Like I'm gonna have to clean up some of this blew up in there, because there was another piece of a line or some shit I had done in there, but I'll make it work somehow. You know what I'm talking about? And again, that's life. But on this day of the white dog and all this self-love energy, I like that guy a lot right there. I love those birds. Maybe over at the park. hmm What's that down there? I might as well put some anoles in here now that I'm at it too, huh? A couple of anoles down there at work. Yep, see, it's talking again. So this isn't finished by far. It still got some splaining to do, as well as this one. That's got a lot. I gotta figure out who I want to put at the bottom. I already got one person picked out, but it's more of a homage to them more than a diss because they brought something out of me, so give I have to give homage to that in this spirit of reflection. You know what I'm saying? Them people who get your goat, so to speak, who only at the end of the day made you stronger. You give reverence to that, even if it isn't a bit of a sneak diss. Yeah, there's clouds. The clouds in the background is what I like. It's really majestic. It's like that out here in NOLA if you get to the right place. There's really no hills or mountains or shit like that. And if you get to a nice open space, you can just see like it's just like the clouds look like a whole nother world back there. That's one of the things I really love about being out here. It's just like majestic, you know what I mean? Really grand. And maybe I'll put some more up at the top over here just to kind of balance it out. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And if you're feeling froggy, vote on the poll down below. Just for yourself, just to check in. Just see where you are, how you feel about things. Regardless of how they're going on, you feeling optimistic today. Mm-hmm. And then, oh yeah, being that it's the Mercury retrograde, I'll show you this one too. Had to bring this one back out because this wasn't finished conversation either. So I had to go back in on this one. And this guy, or I should say this gal, this painting must be about 3, maybe 4 years old. And that's how much of a conversation has been had going forward. I guess I'll just line that up right there. You see it like that. But it felt like more of an initiation. So I had to go back there and, yeah, that's a crow. And I love it. I love the eyes and everything. Very underworld-like. But that's my spirit animal. That's my totem right there. got about 5 or 6 of them right outside the door every day. But I had to come back on this one. It's more of another self-discovery kind of piece. Went back in on the phoenix and the dragon. Those are symbolic, masculine, feminine, blah, blah, blah. And cleaned up some of these dragons too. And I still got some space up here I'm gonna work with. So this one's not done either. But I damn sure cleaned up that red one. I like that one. I like that green one in the background though. And I might do something over there too. Yeah, that's become a signature, this 3-piece. I got 2 more right up here in the same light. You know what I mean? She said I have to go back in on her eyes, and I agree. I'll put a little something extra under there. Put some more symbols on her face. But that's about, that's an hour. I told myself I'm going to start doing hour sessions with the paints a couple times a week. So it's something to look forward to if you like sitting down and creating, or just having a quiet space or seeing the creative process. I'm gonna try to do it like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Get on a good schedule and just go in on some shit. You know what I'm saying? The coral dragon, I could feel that off of this one a little bit. And maybe play with that hair being water a little bit more. Speaking of which, I gotta get some more decks. I'm out of decks. God damn it, I gotta order some decks. Thank you for reminding me. Sheesh. Oof. But anyway, it's been a pleasure and an honor as usual. Sharing the work and talking about this or that, and everybody coming out, you know what I mean? Have a little discussion, a little something different. Yeah, I kind of want to bring that out a little bit more, especially right here. I'll do a little bit more right over there. I gotta find a name for it afterwards. But all right, everybody, we'll come in. Brittany vibes once again, coming in with that wrench and making sure this place stays pristine. Much blessings and gratitude toward you, to you, for you at any time. You can tuck it away for a rainy day, whatever you want to do with it. But thank you very much for coming through and always keeping an eye out for the riffraff for me. All right, so we'll put that to the side. We'll keep that out. That's kind of interesting. That'd be dope. Yeah. How I'll pull that off, I just don't know. But I'm thinking of a painting you can put in any order. That would be off the hook. I don't know. We'll see how that work out. But anyway, been an hour. Been on here for a minute. I'm gonna take it all down. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening and the week. Happy Friday to everybody. If y'all on the artificial time, It'll be, what's tomorrow? Red, white, blue. It should be the Blue Eagle tomorrow. A lot to do with the visions and the creative vibe. So yeah, we might be back tomorrow too. Looking forward into the future. But wholeness, everybody. Much love.